Hey there. So you're getting close to the end of your second year in Australia, and the thought of packing up and leaving, well, it just doesn't feel right, does it? If that's you, then you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive into this guide and figure out how to make a third year down under a reality with the Working Holiday Visa Subclass 417.
I totally get it. 2 years can absolutely fly by. And let's be honest, Australia has a funny way of getting under your skin. That feeling of, man, I just need one more year to see more, work a bit, and just live that Aussie life. That's exactly what we're talking about today. So what's the next step?
Well, your path forward is the third working holiday visa. This is it, the official way for people just like you who've done their 2 years to get that final 12-month extension. So let's break down what this visa actually lets you do. And honestly, the freedom you get is pretty awesome. You can pick up any kind of work to keep the funds flowing for your travels. You could even do a short study course for up to 4 months if you want. And really importantly, you can travel. You can fly home for a bit, explore New Zealand, and come right back, no problem. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Understanding the rules isn't about jumping through a bunch of hoops. It's just about making sure your application goes through smoothly. Getting these details right from the very beginning is the absolute key to avoiding any stress or delays. So, first things first, are you even eligible? The big two requirements are your age. You've got to be between 18 and 30, though for some countries that extends to 35. And, of course, you must have already held a second working holiday visa. If you tick both those boxes, you're on the right track. Okay, let's talk money. The base application fee is sitting at 670 Australian dollars. Just keep in mind I said base fee. Depending on your situation, you might also have to pay for other things like a health check or a police certificate, so it's a good idea to budget for a little extra. Now, this is one of the most important rules to get your head around. On one hand, you've got total freedom to work in any industry you want. But on the other hand, there's a big limit. You usually can't stay with the same boss for more than 6 months. This rule is really there to make sure you remember the holiday part of your working holiday.
Now, this is a really strict one, so listen up. This working holiday visa is for you, and you alone. You can't include your partner or any other family members in your application, and you definitely cannot have any dependent kids with you while you're here on this visa. Every single person has to qualify and apply for themselves.
Okay, we've got the rules down. Now let's switch gears and get practical. Think of this next part as your playbook for putting together a really solid, successful application. Before you even think about filling out that form, you have to make a decision. Where are you going to be when you hit submit? Because applying from inside Australia versus outside has a huge impact on your visa. It actually determines when your 12 months officially kick off. This is so important. See, if you apply when you're inside Australia, your third year just rolls on straight after your second one ends. But if you apply from outside Australia, that 12-month clock doesn't start ticking until you physically step back into the country. You've really got to think about which option works best for you and your plan. You know, the best way to avoid delays is just be accurate. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's everything. Declaring your location correctly, double-checking every single answer, making sure you've uploaded all the right documents. Getting it right the first time is the secret. Little mistakes are the #1 reason these things get held up, so please, just take your time. All right, let's fast forward. Imagine your visa just got granted. Congratulations. Your third-year adventure is officially a go. But, you know, with this amazing opportunity comes some really important responsibilities you need to know about while you're living and working here. So, your main duties are pretty straightforward. You've got to obey Australian laws, obviously, and stick to all your visa conditions, like that 6-month work rule. But just as important are your rights and responsibilities with money. You have to pay tax on what you earn, and on the flip side, your employer is legally required to pay into a retirement fund for you. It's called superannuation. So what on earth is this superannuation, or super as everyone calls it? Well, think of it like a mandatory savings account. Your boss puts a bit of your pay into this fund for you. And here's the best part. When you leave Australia for good, you can claim that money back. It's basically forced savings that you get as a nice little bonus at the end. Okay, I really need to hammer this point home. You are personally on the hook for any and all of your medical bills in Australia. The government strongly recommends you get health insurance. Seriously, an unexpected accident could end up costing you an absolute fortune if you're not covered. It's not worth the risk, just get it. You know, all good things come to an end, and that, unfortunately, includes your third working holiday year.
It is so important to know what your options are, and maybe more importantly, what they aren't as you get to the end of your visa, so you can start planning ahead. Let me be crystal clear about this. There is no such thing as a fourth working holiday visa. It doesn't exist. 3 years is the absolute maximum you can get on this visa path. That's what makes this 3rd year so special. It's an incredible but very final chapter of this particular adventure.
So, you might be thinking, can I just switch to a tourist visa to hang around a bit longer? Well, as you can see from this quote directly from the Department of Home Affairs, it's not that simple. After 3 years here, you'd have to prove exceptional circumstances. We're talking something really serious, just to get a visitor visa. It's definitely not a guaranteed way to extend your stay. And that really brings us to the main point. This visa isn't just another 12 months, it's a one-time final opportunity. So, knowing that it's the last chapter of your working holiday story, the only real question left is, how are you going to make every single day of it count? Thanks for tuning in.